Treasury Star Parade. Brings you by electrical transcription Henry Hull, Al Goodman and his orchestra, and an all-star radio cast presenting a challenge from the youth of Germany to the parents and teachers of America.
Tell the United States that young Germany is in deadly earnest. Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler!
Who is the savior of Germany?
Our Führer!
And what do we do for our Führer?
We live for our Führer! We die for our Führer!
Heil Hitler!
Those, fathers and mothers of America, were the voices of the children of Hitler's New Germany. The children Hitler is educating for death. For they die, even if their bodies go on living. In them are still born all the ideals you American mothers and fathers are planting in your children's fertile minds. In these unchildlike children of Germany is planted no seed of laughter, hope, tolerance, or mercy. Now, all this Gregor Zimmer saw in his years as director of the American Colony School in Berlin. This is his story, taken from first-hand observation and honestly and faithfully recorded in his book, Education for Death. It was a gray, wintry day. I was standing outside our American Colony School in Berlin. School was just being dismissed. At the same time, the students of the German Volksschule across the street were also letting out. Suddenly...
Mr. Zimmer!
Oh, here, what's the difficulty, Peter? Why, my boy, you're bleeding.
They said I was a dirty foreigner. They're throwing stones at me.
All right. No. Take it easy, boys. Take it easy. Just let me handle this. Here comes their headmaster now. I'll take it up with him.
Guten Morgen, Mr. Zimmer. What seems to be the difficulty?
It seems that some of the students from your school have been throwing stones, Herr Rector.
Yeah? Stones? That is too bad. Stones I do not approve of. That is too bad.
Well, I'm glad of that, but what can we do about it?
Do about it? My dear Zimmer, you would not expect me to stop a popular demonstration, would you? These are our future soldiers. They must not be curbed in self-expression. Besides, the boy who was hurt, he is a Jewish boy, is he not?
Your boys seem to have an antipathy toward all foreigners, Herr Rector.
Yeah, perhaps. But you realize, Mr. Zimmer, the whole world is against us. That these boys know that at any time they must be ready to fight for Hitler. I presume they were just practicing a bit.
Yeah, just practicing a bit. Just practicing a bit. Practicing for what? I soon found out. Hitler's doing his job devilishly well. The German schools are educating the boys and girls of Germany for death, efficiently preparing them as a sacrifice to Hitler, who has said, "Let the children come unto me, for they are mine unto death." I was in the office of Baldur von Schirach, the Marshal of militant young Germany, one day, and I asked him, "When does the Nazi party become interested in the German child, Herr Marshal?"
Before it is conceived. We make a scientific effort to prevent all undesirables, whether because of race or of physical or mental defects, from being born. Here in Germany, we breed the super race. We have no place for the sick and the weak.
And how are you going to achieve that?
We are sterilizing all women who are unfit to become mothers.
Then I went to the NSV, the National Socialist Welfare Homes for prospective mothers, married and unmarried. The matron told me they were doing everything they could for women who were going to have state children. Such girls deserved special credit for contributing a child to the state. I talked to one girl. Her name was Magda. She didn't mind not having a home or a husband.
I am bringing my child into the world because Adolf Hitler has asked me to. It's not that much nobler, much grander. And do you know what I am hoping? I am hoping that I will have much pain when my baby is born. I want to feel I am going through a great ordeal for the Führer.
And she was only just turned 17. These women were bringing to Hitler their babies as yet unborn. And what of their children?
We keep complete records of the children who are National Socialist Welfare wards, Dr. Zimmer. They are visited regularly by our representatives. We keep them safe for Hitler until the schools take them at the age of 6.
So, a few days later, I went along on her rounds with one of the nurses who checks on state children. In the first home, we found 3 children, blonde and chubby, in the yard at play. What does one see, prompted Fraulein Knobloch.
Heil Hitler!
And do you know who Hitler is?
Hitler is our beloved Führer.
That's right. And you are going to go up and fight for the Führer, nicht wahr, Karl?
Yeah, I'm going to be a leader of a stormtroop. And my brother here, he's going to be a flyer.
I'm sure he is. And then he can drop bombs on Germany's enemies. Come here, Doctor. Let us go. All is well here. Is it not wonderful?
But at the next home, all was not so well. A thin, pale woman met us at the door. The Fraulein asked to see her little girl.
My girl. She's dead. She died last week.
What? Then why has the NVS not been informed? You know the rules?
I was sick myself and could not go out. I only took care of the report yesterday at headquarters.
Oh. But come, gnädige Frau. Why so downcast? Why so sad?
I loved my little girl.
Hans! My dear woman, you will have other children. Many babies, many more. Women of the Third Reich have no time for weak sentimentality. We have our work to do. I will arrange for several weeks at the home where you were before.
Oh, no, please. Not there. I couldn't bear another child now.
Come, there must be no mourning for the dead. Not in our new Germany. Unless you rather not go?
No. No, I want to go.
That was all. We left, and outside Fraulein Knobloch turned to me and said,
Oh, silly woman. Silly.
And then we went to the day nurseries where working people left their children, where the children learned absolute obedience and became acquainted with the Führer Prinzip, the leader principle, where every child learned that Hitler was a superman and that he alone could save Germany from her enemies. Hardly able to talk yet, they were learning a new song.
Follow our Führer until men we are. Believe in our Führer. We live for our Führer. We die for our Führer. Till heroes we are.
And I thought of fairy stories, and Mother Goose, and Stevenson's Child's Garden of Verses, and Milne's Rhymes for Children, Alice in Wonderland, and The Wizard of Oz. But they are not taught here. Then I commented on their lovely school, and they chirped.
Our Führer gave us our school.
And the teacher beamed at them and demanded,
What are we going to do for the Führer because he has given us this wonderful school?
We will eat and get strong, and then we can help him. We will become soldiers. I want to shoot an Englishman.
It may not be an Englishman you shoot, Hans, but all German boys will grow up and become soldiers. Then they will do what the Führer says. All right? Go on with the song.
We love our Führer.
And then I thought of the slogan of the schools in Germany. Give Hitler a child from the time he learns to talk and think, and he is his. It was the graduation of the 10-year-old boys into the court of the young folk. 200 of them stood in a courtyard, shivering in the damp air, while a high official of the Hitler Youth Movement stood on the balcony and spoke to them.
You boys must be hard as iron. The Führer has demanded it. But above all, you must be ready and willing to give up your lives for the Führer. He has demanded that too. All German boys are eager to become soldiers for Hitler. We will make Germany a force to be reckoned with. Hands up!
Sing higher! Sing higher! Sing higher!
And then a fanfare, a sharp command, and around the corner came a color guard of 3 boys with a tattered swastika flag. An official whispered to me, Die Blützfahne.
The blood flag, Herr Doctor. A member of the squadron to whom it belonged was killed in battle, and it was dipped in his blood. It is a holy flag.
Quickly the boys formed a circle. The high official spoke to them with a sharp command.
Raise your hands. Repeat with me. In the presence of this blood flag, which represents our Führer, I swear to devote my energies
all my strength to the savior of our country, Adolf Hitler. I am ready and willing to give up my life for him. One people, one nation, one Führer. Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler. Sieg Heil, Heil Hitler. These boys were but 10 years old. Everywhere they were being taught the same things, such things as...
What territories were lost by the Versailles Treaty?
Give three ways of obtaining information by espionage from the enemy.
Recite the accomplishments of the party. Recite the contents of the third chapter of the Manual of Military Instructions.
Everywhere in nature, the strong dominate the weak. Who sees that the commands of the leaders are carried out? Soldiers are the most important cog in any state. That is why the Führer wants his boys to be strong, so that they can be the aggressors and the victors, not the victims. What is a democracy?
A government by rich bankers and internationalists. A government in which there's no real leadership. A low type of government made up of weaklings, criminals, and inferior people.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is what the children of Germany are being taught about democracy, about the United States. Listen to them in their homes, in their kindergartens, their grammar schools, their public institutions. Their voices cry fanatically. Listen to the voice of Germany's Minister of Education.
Tell the United States that young Germany is in deadly earnest.
This is not a world toward life which you are building, Dr. Rust. It is a world sinking toward death. These are not children anymore. They're machines. They're like robots, wound with one thought, one great, terrible, ghastly idea, the wish to die. Our children in America look forward to living. They love their parents. They want to be loved by them.
Your system, the system of democracy, is decadent. It teaches softness. The only parent the child need know is the state. Our sons to die for it. Our daughters to bear children for it.
My girls want to grow up to motherhood, too. But they want it with love, with a home, with a husband.
Outworn, stupid places.
Our children believe in prayer, in the Bible, in God.
God is an outworn myth. Our Bible is Mein Kampf. Our God is Hitler.
And there you have it. That is the challenge of Hitlerism to America. What are we going to do about it? He is making fanatical monsters. We must make reasonable human beings. Our democracy is worth getting excited about. We must recognize the gifts we have, but also the obligations that go with them. Let us die for Hitler, cry the German children. Then our slogan must be, let us live for America.
Thank you, Henry Hull. Ladies and gentlemen, how would you feel if you had to step into the gutter to let the Nazis swagger past? How would you feel working 60 hours a week for 30 hours pay? How would you feel watching your wife go hungry and your children faced with the prospect of a lifetime of slavery? Never. I can almost hear you say that. We must never let that happen in America. We will fight. We are fighting. We will work harder and faster and better. We must invest in more war bonds and stamps so that the Nazi nightmare will be wiped from the face of the earth and freedom will be the heritage of our children as it was our heritage.